Body Rose coming to you with the word today. All praise to the Most High God. Love to the Mother. Special thanks to the guides, the ancestors. How y'all feeling today? Welcome to our safe place where we can think, reflect, be motivated. Today's word is you gotta lose to gain. Y'all, that is by in every means, like it's one of the hardest concepts that I've had to learn. Because guess what? Can you guess it? Your girl doesn't like to lose, like at all. And so therein lies one of my biggest growth areas, right? As a divine spiritual being, your girl doesn't like losing. But in order to grow, we have to go through different levels, different situations, encounter different people in order to have contrast. We call it contrast, certain people, places, and things come into our lives that help us grow. Some people, places, and things come in our lives just to keep us from stopping to grow too, right? There is definitely a spiritual battle going on. I have to tell y'all, karmics are gonna karmic. But I try not to give too much power to the dark ones, I call them, because their only power lies in our self-doubt and in our lack of belief in our abilities and powers as divine beings of the Most High God. And so when I think about you gotta lose to gain, I take it from the perspective of when I was very young and what I had to lose to gain then, and sometimes when we are taking a new path in our life, and it could be moving locations, and that's what happened to me when I was younger. I had to leave behind Sadaka, Sadi from Muncie, Indiana, and the sacrifice I would say I had to make was that I had to leave my mother. And I think about that all the time because my mom was in a space where I think she loved me and she really needed me, and I very much was acting like an adult as a child. She suffered from severe depression and she had a disability, and she kept doing what she was doing in her life and kept on going, but it was a sacrifice to let her daughter go, going to high school, leaving home, going to a boarding school. I remember my mom almost didn't say yes, and she almost made me stay home, I remember. And she put her daughter over her own wants and needs and let me go. But she had to release me so that I could grow. And I had to step away from my mom at a very young age when I needed that unconditional love. And one of the things that I look back now, y'all, and I think about all the time is because my mom, when she got older, got meningitis, and it really messed up with her cognitive ability. When I left home, I never went back. In order to become the version of myself that you see today, which then set me on the path to go to Princeton, that then set me on the path to go to law school, who then set me on the path to become the advocate, attorney, powerhouse woman you see today. Yes. I had to leave my mom. And she never, when I got older, our relationship and who my mom was then, I never was able to have that when I got older. And I do regret it, but I also understand that I had to release that part of myself, and she had to make the sacrifice so that I could become the woman that God intends me to be. I also have had to leave a lot of other people in my life. People that I desperately wanted to be connected to, the fathers of my children. I had to release those individuals because we had our season, and it was cycles, right? There were cycles that were repeated coming from my childhood. I had a sense of lack because I didn't get the attention, a level of attention and love that I needed from both my parents and from my community. And that translated to me being in a perpetual state of lack where I've had trauma, and it's made me very susceptible to be in relationships that are not healthy, and where people will gravitate toward me because I'm extremely giving and nurturing and loving, but they don't reciprocate it, and walking away from those relationships and understanding that I was passing down trauma to my kids by making them, have to be in a household where they don't have both parents. And then also just like really doubt myself. Those were definitely, I had to leave my identity of who I was with them so that I could become the woman today that I am, which is extremely, extremely independent, empowered. I can live on my own right now if I want to, financially. And that has taken a lot of sacrifice, y'all. I was out here driving Lyft not too long ago, and I didn't have any problem doing it, talking to people, okay? Full-time job, full-time lawyer, I'm driving Lyft. Let's do it. Let's go. And there have been so many other situations where I've had